So again, first let's address the obvious. It's Saturday, it's not Friday, I missed by a day. But, and it's a big but, no pun intended, I managed to upload the third video of the week. Once again, great progress. Is it ideal? No, because I sabotaged myself as well and didn't upload the video on Friday when I said it. But it was the best I could do. So the best thing that I've learned for myself that it's good for me in order to maintain momentum and focus and self-esteem and self-confidence is to acknowledge it, take responsibility, say it out loud, let's say, because I say to you that this is my responsibility and then I don't live up to it, so it's my responsibility also to put it on the table and tell you, here, now it's Saturday. It doesn't pass me by. I acknowledge it, I understand it, I apologize, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best, and here, I'm improving. It's my responsibility. So, I wanted to talk about the freeze response. I talked about it on the last video, but I didn't name it. So now I want to explain shortly what happens in fight or flight response, okay, to our body, and what happens when we're having a freeze response. So we have two systems that I will elaborate on them somewhere in the future, which called the sympathetic system and the parasympathetic system. The sympathetic system, if I'm not mistaken, it's part of both of them. No, it's part of the amygdala, or most of it. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I will maybe write down on the description the accurate details. Bottom line is, the sympathetic system, when we're having a fight or flight response, which happens because of anxiety or fear, okay? Because fear, as I've said in the last video or the one before it, is happening when we really are in a life-threatening situation. At this point, it also passes when we are safe and not in a life-threatening situation anymore. So it has a beginning and it has an end. Now, anxiety is exactly the same symptoms, let's say, as fear. However, you've guessed it or not, it doesn't go away because there is no real threat. So it's a closed loop that is continuing even for years, even for decades. I have been in anxiety for decades. I'm 33 and 8 months old. Until the age of 25, I think, maybe a little more, a little less, I don't remember exactly. I've had anxiety, panic attacks, and I was on a high stress and high anxiety levels. Very, very, very high. Okay? Constantly, like almost 24/7. So, now I'm dealing with the leftovers. This is why I told them in CPTSD, but I know how to manage it, so I'm treating myself as my own case study, and I'm sharing it with you. Here, the process. Via my Doctrine of the Architect system, I'm very proud of that I've created myself after a long lifetime of I can't elaborate, sorry. I will check the way I can say it, which I still protect myself legally and other people respected, and then I will, because I don't want to disrespect anyone, so I will just focus on myself for now. So what happens is the sympathetic system generates high levels of adrenaline and cortisol, which are stress hormones, okay? And then it shuts down, not shuts down, weakens the signal of our prefrontal cortex, which is the logical part among the rest. And what takes control over us is something that is called our primal brain, which is the amygdala. And the amygdala is responsible for scanning threats, okay? And it generates the fight or flight response. It's a very old and primal mechanism. This is why it's fight or flight, because our primal brain, thinks we are in a confrontation with a predator, like my dog. I'm kidding. So this is why this is the response that we're having. And what happens is the amygdala, our brain, is wanting to use all the energy, or as much energy that needed for our flows it sorry to our legs and arms. Why? So we can fight or flight. And this is why it's happening, again, because it's very, very primal, and we can feel high level of anxiety, high levels of stress, headaches, cold sweat, strong pulses of our heart, high adrenaline, as I've said already, and I'm a little nervous and excited because of all the content I'm creating. So I'm having blackouts, but my English will be better because it's an emotional barrier, not a language barrier. So you're witnessing me doing a freeze response right now. You see, when I'm getting stuck. And this is what happens when the freeze response. It's when our brain thinks that, again, our parallel brain thinks that it's useless to fight or flight, so it goes to a state of freeze, which then the parasympathetic system, if I'm not mistaken, generates dopamine, and what it does, just pulling an emergency brake. Okay, why? Because it wants our body to stop, because it's like play dead. Okay, it's like to play dead, and it wants our body to just stop, in hope that the predator won't try to eat us or kill us, because he would think we are already dead. So it's not always like this, but as I've said in the last video, the adrenaline is still high, the cortisol is still high, but we are feeling some sort of numb. But we can't, sorry for the barkings, and we can't function properly. So in this state, I was for a lot of years, but let's say for the last 8 or 9 months, this has been my state. Mostly when I try to make a progress, because my mind interpreted self-progress, uploading content, bringing new clients to my business as a life-threatening situation. This is anxiety, friends and folks. This is anxiety on a high level, or high constant level. So picture me wanting to make, let's say, a YouTube video, and then my mind just goes blank and I don't remember it. It's not that I get lazy, I don't remember it. I don't even remember it enough to catch myself and to write it on the phone or on the computer or on a notebook. No, just it passes me by, and after I started understanding that this is what's happening to me, I started to catch myself on purpose, like to voice record myself, just so I can remember later. And it took a few months, but I'm here, so it worked, eventually. And also, let's say I wanted to post something on Google, I don't remember, okay, let's say a lead post or something, or no, I think it was a product that I've created to help people with anxiety. I wanted to make a landing page. It took me about 3 months. It's something I can do in 2 hours. 2 hours, 3 hours. Months! It took me months. I sat alongside the computer like this, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say, not knowing how to move forward, while knowing everything that I've already mentioned. I know how to do it technically, but my body didn't allow me. Because in my mind, and at this moment, it was equal to a life-threatening situation. And this is a little bit of what I've been through. It's a sort of a long video. I see it's like almost 10 minutes. So, and I gone through a freeze response while making the video, as you could see. I hope that you feel that you relate to it and you understand that it's possible to go through it, because it's hard. I felt the freeze response doing this video, and it's hard. But the only way to go through it, that I know of, is just to go through it, you know? And this is what I did here. Am I happy that this video is, I don't know, is it 100% perfect? Probably not. Could somebody criticize me? Probably. But, and it's a big but, again, no pun intended, this is how I can go through it. And the next time it will be easier, and the next time it will be easier, and the next time it will be easier. I will elaborate about it more on my video on Monday. Love you without knowing you yet. Let's go.